Was it extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile? Let's find out. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile is a 2019 movie directed by Joe Berlinger, and it stars Zac Efron, Lily Collins and Haley Joel Osment. For those of you who are wondering where to see this, if you're from the US you can watch it on Netflix, and if you're from the UK you can watch it on Sky Cinema, and it's in selected theatres as well. A courtroom frenzy ensues and sweeps 1970s America when a young single mother reluctantly tips the attention of a widespread manhunt towards her longtime boyfriend Ted Bundy. This movie is based on the book The Phantom Prince, My Life with Ted Bundy, which was written by Elizabeth Kendall, who is played by Lily Collins in this film. After watching this film, I was slightly confused and a little bit annoyed by the end of the film, because a few months ago, you all know, we saw the Netflix documentary, the Ted Bundy documentary, and that gave us a really good meaty account of what happened with Ted Bundy before and after, the life of Ted Bundy, the life of his family, his friends, and why he done what he done. And we obviously heard from Ted Bundy himself. And then when we got this movie, we've got something very similar to the documentary. The story is what disappointed me most with this, because we saw what happened in the documentary, and that's what this movie played out like the documentary. So when we were watching the movie unfold, it's nothing that we haven't seen before, and it's nothing that we didn't know about before. If you hadn't seen the documentary, this might be the movie for you, this might be the Ted Bundy movie for you, but because I seen what happened in the documentary, I wanted something different. Is it wrong for me to want to have seen more of the murders of Ted Bundy rather than the court case? I don't know. Take Zodiac for example from 2007, directed by David Fincher. That's one of the best serial killer movies ever made. Not only was a very detailed account of what happened with the Zodiac, but we saw the crime scenes, we saw what happened with the Zodiac, even though a lot of it might have not been 100% accurate, but it was accurate from what we got from the crime reports. The same with this movie. I wanted to see more of what happened with Ted Bundy rather than the court case, because like I've mentioned, we saw that in the documentary. If we got more of the build-up of the murders rather than the court case, it might have made for a better movie. Zac Efron was excellent as Ted Bundy. I think he got his eyes down to a T. I'm pretty sure Zac Efron was wearing contacts, not too sure, but his eyes looked a little bit different. When Zac Efron was being filmed in the film as Ted Bundy, when he had his beard and he was doing feeling his beard and looking at the cameras every now and again, his eyes, his eyebrows, it was made up so perfectly, and that's probably why I wanted to see more of Zac Efron in this as Ted Bundy, rather than being in a court, stuck in a court, like a courtroom drama. I wanted to see him out there being more of Ted Bundy. Other standouts for me were Lily Collins and Kaya Scodelario. She played Carol Ann Boone. Before this film came out, it already had bad press because the people who watched the movie initially said that Ted Bundy was portrayed in a way that he was a hero and a good guy, but this is where the issue is, because he was sort of a hero to some people. Ted Bundy was portrayed the way that people saw him in the 1970s. He was a good-looking, charming, well-mannered young man. So for them to change it up for this film just to not offend anyone would be silly. If they made him this ugly guy who nobody wanted to go near, then it wouldn't make sense that all these girls were going after him. So they had to make it true. So yes, he did look like a good guy, he did look like a hero at some points, but that wasn't the movie's fault and the makers of the movie's fault. That's just how it was told in true life. If we didn't get the Netflix documentary, I genuinely believe this movie would have been a lot better for me as well. Watching this film for the first time without knowing a lot in the documentary, it would be refreshing, but because I've seen the documentary, it felt more repetitive than anything. I genuinely think that the filmmakers of this film watched the documentary after they filmed the movie, because they filmed most of it at that point, and they probably watched it thinking, oh no, what are we going to do now? We've basically made a movie that's almost identical to the documentary, and I think that may be one of the reasons why the movie got delayed a bit and it got limited releases in the cinema instead of a nationwide release. Overall, it was a solid account of the court case of Ted Bundy, and it had a great ensemble cast, but like I said in the review, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more of Ted Bundy and what he was doing before the court case. I think the way that Zac Efron played Ted Bundy was great, and it just made me want to see him more. Have you seen the movie yet, guys? As always, leave your comments down below and let me know if you liked it or not, and tell me if you agree with me. Did you want to see it going off in a different way than we did see, or do you think it might have been a little bit insensitive for them to go down the whole murder route? As always guys, thanks a lot for watching, thanks for subscribing, I'll see you soon, bye bye.